What's up, everybody? How's it going? It's your boy Courtney Scott, the Cowboy Marketer, back at it again with another fire video. So thank you guys for tuning in. But today, I'm going to give you guys the only lead generation guide that you guys are going to need as real estate investors. And I'm getting into as much detail as possible. I promise you guys. Whether you're just starting out or you're already just closing multiple deals a month within your business, this guide is going to walk you through the best strategies and the challenges that you can use to generate motivated seller leads and turn them into big profits, right? Because that's what we're here for, to make more money. So I'm going to be talking about some Google, Facebook, and TikTok all in one powerful guide. So let's just dive right in. All right, so the first one we're going to talk about is Facebook. That is on our top of our list. It's no surprise because we've managed a lot of money in Facebook. So I'm well versed in Facebook, guys. But Facebook is honestly where you guys' audience hang out at. We love Facebook because companies, it helps you reach a wide variety of your audience. But there's also tons of features that allows you to reach the right type of people, the right type of audience. And so we follow a 3-step process to help us generate those hot leads. So let me show you what that process is. So first one, you have to be able to target your ideal audience, right? Because you can just put up an ad on Facebook and say, hey, sell my house fast. That's pretty much easy to do. That's what everybody doing. That's why they don't have any success with Facebook. And then they go and say Facebook doesn't work. No, because they're not targeting their ideal audience. So since it started off with a massive audience, but our goal is to narrow it down to those who it matter most to. Right. So for real estate investors, that means targeting who's likely, like the homeowners who are likely motivated sellers. How do we do that? Right. So the first thing you have to do is make sure you have the right locations, guys, because what you don't want to get is a lot of off-market leads. A lot of out-of-market leads. You don't want leads. If you're stationed in Houston, you don't want leads all the way in California, right? Because you won't be able to do it unless you know virtual wholesaling. Then that makes sense for you, right? That's one thing. So for instance, you get to say, I'm targeting Houston. I prefer doing counties because it's really good. But some cities have huge counties, or some counties are just really big and it goes into rural areas. So you can drop a pin on Facebook. It allows you to say, hey, I want to target Houston, but I want to do a 15-mile radius around this pin location. And you can get in there. You can just go and check and see where everyone that's in that radius, that currently in that radius or lives in that radius, that's who you want to target. And that's who you're interested in, right? So you want it as targeted as possible. And you get to basically do detailed targeting with demographics, interests, and behaviors. So that's where Facebook really shines. So you can target based on detailed demographics like income level, interest in home improvements, behaviors such as, recent search related to the houses, right? That's really important. The level of precision helps you reach those who are not just interested, but are also considering selling their property. That's what you need the most. How do you do this, right? And you're on Facebook, you go into the ad set feature. Once you get into the ad set side, guys, I will go over this, how to do an ad account in one of my upcoming videos. But as of right now, it's just kind of like a general overview. But here you want to target people that are in real estate or looking at real estate, because here's what happened. You go to Google, type in how to sell my house fast for cash. Facebook Pixel knows that, hey, this person is looking to sell their house fast. So if you yell, everybody knows the thing, toaster, 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 what pops up on your news feed? A bunch of toasters on Facebook, because it knows I'm in the market for a toaster. Same thing with Google Ads. So if they start doing things that a motivated seller would do, like, hey, looking up stuff, trying to avoid pre-foreclosure, or looking up pre-foreclosure articles and stuff like that, guess what? They're going to be on Facebook and they see our ad, boom, right there in their face, and it's relevant to them. So you want to get as detailed as possible. Sometimes it's good to go broad, but sometimes you want to be super precise when you guys are starting out, especially you have a smaller budget, so you're targeting the right people. But also Facebook have another tactic on here that you guys, a lot of people don't know, they overlook it. Right, it's called the exclusion. So you get to exclude people. So if you're looking at real estate, what are you going to get? A lot of real estate agents, right? And you don't want real estate agents. You don't want your competition looking at your stuff. So what you can do, you can go and exclude those people. Like, hey, anybody that's a real estate agent, anybody that's a broker, anybody that's into real estate investing, right? Things like that. You can avoid those people completely, so they're not even seeing your ads. And that's really, really, really important for you guys. The next step, after you get all the targeting down, you know exactly who you want to target. Boom. You're 30% or 33% of the way done. Now let's get to the other 33%, and that is assembling the perfect ad. Yes, so we're targeting the right people, but how do we know we're targeting the right people? Is how many people stop your ad, read your ad, click on your ad, and actually submit their information because they're interested. All right, so the first job is to grab their attention. So if I'm scrolling on Facebook, you want me to stop right there. And so we use eye-catching videos and pictures to basically get them to stop in their tracks. because it's on Facebook. You're scrolling. A lot of people be doom scrolling. So, but if you are a motivated seller and you see something that's relevant to you, like my news feed show me cowboy stuff all the time, either motivational videos, cowboy, entrepreneur videos. So it has to be eye-catching because that's all I see every day. So it has to be a high-catching one. So if I see someone fall off a bull, I'm like, oh, wow, let me stop and let me watch this video. Or if I see somebody talking about hiring a business, I'm gonna be like, hey, let me stop and watch this video because I'm currently hiring, right? So it's all relative. So they have to have something to grab my attention because we know that the human have a shorter attention span than the goldfish, which is crazy. If you didn't know that, now you know. All right. So we use local images too. So here's the thing, like when we started out, it was like we saw everyone, like we were seeing our competitors ad. I stay in Houston, Texas. We'll see our competitor ads, house that sell my house fast for cash, but it was a California home or a Florida home with the clay roofs. I'm like, all right, there's none of those here in Houston, Texas. So what is this ad doing here? And it's not relevant because if I see an ad and I say sell your house fast for cash, but it look nothing like my home, I'm thinking, all right, you're an out-of-state investor. You're not even investing in this state, so it's not relevant to me. So I'm just gonna keep scrolling. And don't forget, guys, the objective is to get them to stop and actually look at your ad, and you got to grab their attention. All right, so here are some of the examples of what we're using, guys. So as you can see here, this is for our multifamily, are you looking to sell? Boom, catching their attention. So if we're like in Houston, we're going to get some a Houston apartment complex building, so it's more relatable. Same thing here. Want to sell your multifamily unit as is, or want to sell your home as is, and you just put a home here. So the next thing is you have to spark the interest. Guys, you want to spark the interest, your ad copy needs to speak directly to your targeted audience. So you want to start out with a strong headline that's addressing their pain points, like get a fair cash price for your land today, or get a fair cash price for your home today, right? The primary text should, present a solution emphasizing the benefits like speed, ease, and a fair cash offer. Try to have that much as possible, right? But let me show you an example of some high converting ad copies. And here we go in here. High converting ad copy. So as you guys can see, we have a lot of high converting ad copy in here. It's a bunch of land ads. This is so heavy running some land campaigns. Like, yeah, we run land campaigns. So I just mix them all up in both, just in case some people was residential, some people are land, some people are multifamily, some people are mobile homes. I just mix them all up, but it's the same concept for them all, right? Selling your lands have never been easier. So if I'm looking to sell a property on my land, and I see an ad to say, hey, a drone view of land and say, hey, we buy land fast for cash as is, and I go down and say, hey, selling your land have never been easier. Then in the primary text, I go and say, hey, do you no longer have use for your land? Would it be simple? Would you simply like some cash for it? That's really important. And it hits them, right? And they're like, okay, yes, I would. So we're trying to grab their attention. So do not forget that, guys. And you can go and read through and we're solving their problems. Say, hey, you're not worried about no agent fees, no commissions, no closing costs. Oh, wow. That's exactly what I want to do. I want to sell it, no agent, no commission fees, no closing costs. And guess what? I'm going to go and submit my information so you guys can give me a call. And that's the power of inbound. You're basically calling out into whoever comes to you, and they come to you guys. It's a different relationship. As I said in my last video, it's easier when a woman's chasing you than you chasing her. So let the motivated seller leads come to you. Guys, it's really important. So let's jump back into it. Showed you guys a little example of that. All right. So as you guys can see here, then the third step, so that we finished the 66%, and you guys are almost there. But this is the best part, guys, is optimizing and scaling. Because here's what happened. We get a lot of people that comes from our competitors' competitions, and we're going to ad account. We'll check and see they only ran like 2 ads. And I'm like, how long you been with them? 6 months. And they only ran 2 ads for 6 months. People do not optimize and test enough. And you hear the same excuse like, hey, it's optimizing. But they're currently running the same ads. So what are they actually optimizing? Nothing, right? And it gets kind of troubling. And then he's like, oh, Facebook doesn't work because I tried this company. No, you tried that company. You didn't try a bunch of companies. Facebook does work because we got a client doing 50 contracts a month using Facebook. But everybody else say, oh, Facebook doesn't work. No, it does work. It's just the person you tried didn't work. So keep that in mind, guys. But let's go now. Optimizing and scaling is really important. Once your ads are live, the real work begins. This 33% is really important, especially if you guys want to scale up. So we start with a 2-week optimization period. So basically what that means, we set your ads up and let it sit for 2 weeks. We're going to get all the ad copy. We're going to get houses in your market. We're going to get videos, personalized videos. We get everything we need to actually kickstart it. We're going to create headlines, ad copy. Like we're going to do everything. And we just sit it there for 2 weeks and see what happens. Then we'll have a quality call that you hop on and say, hey, out of the 10 leads I had in the last 2 weeks, these 5 were trash, these 5 were good. Okay, which 5 ones were good? But we'll get into that a little bit later. But we're tracking that daily just to see what's going on. But this is a key tip that I don't have in here, guys. With it, you cannot get emotional. I know a lot of people, that's why you should outsource it, because here's what happened is, when you're spending your own money, you got a lot of emotion behind it. So like if I'm spending $100K a month and advertising on my own agency, right, to get on real estate investors such as yourself, and all I see is $3,000 come out of my account every day, and I'm like, oh man, I bring on another client. But that gets really, really, and you be like, oh man, 3,000. So you get emotional for it, because he's like, man, this is my hard-earned income that I worked my butt off, and I'm just seeing the money leave my account, which is why you guys should base everything off the data. And some of the data that we use, some of the metrics that we optimize for is cost per lead and cost per actions, right? These are really important to see what's working and what's not. Because if I didn't have that data, all I'm just gonna see money coming out of my account, and I don't know what return to expect. And that's why it's super important to leave the emotions at the table and just rely on the data, because data don't lie and data doesn't care about your emotions. Only you do. So, and then during this period, we make the necessary tweaks to all of the, headlines, copy, images, and targeting. Like, for example, if one ad is outperforming the other ad, we'll increase the budget on that one. But for the ad that isn't performing well, we'll experiment with like new ad copy, new images, just to see if that results improve. Because the thing is, everybody know you're your own competition. So why not compete against yourself? So if you have an ad that is performing really, really, really well, you might as well just create another ad and see if it can beat this ad right here. And that is the best thing about always optimizing. All right, so what about scaling? When is the right time to scale? Once we've optimized the ads and we've seen consistent results, that's the key, guys, consistent results. Like, you can go and get a contract in the first month and be happy. You get a contract in the first week and be happy. But then we try to scale that. We're just scaling chaos. Yes, that's the luck of the draw. You get that, but you don't want to just scale just then. You want to see which ad is generating the most motivated seller leads, so you can post, so you can go and increase the budget on that ad right there and just take it and run with it. That's really important. So we optimize ads when we've seen those consistent results. For instance, you've closed a deal, so now it's time to scale. We recommend you increasing your budget by 20% each week. Don't go too crazy and go and increase it by 100%. Oh, I got this deal closed. Boom. So let's start optimizing. And you don't want to do that. And even though we say here, like on your first deal, but some people, it's like, hey, when that first deal closes, not when you get your first contract. Because if it closes in like 30 days, you get a contract in 2 weeks. Now we have 6 weeks of data to actually start optimizing towards, because we're getting enough motivated sellers in through the door, and we actually getting stuff killing it. Once that deal closed, you use that money to put it back into Facebook, and then you just go and increase your budget by 20% every week. You don't want to go and jump it up by 100% or jump it up by 200%, because what happens then is really hard to kind of like the pixel restart is over. You got all that, go back through the learning process when you just came out of the learning process. So you want to avoid that as much as possible. Oh, excuse me. So then we'll gradually, then you allow it without overwhelming your campaigns and losing its efficiency. That's really important. So scaling, and we use 2 types of scaling depending on the budget, depending on the lot. Sometimes, majority of the times, we actually use them both. So on those biweekly quality calls I was telling you guys about, what we do is, like I said, we go and see which ad is generating the most revenue, and whichever one is generating the most revenue, that's what we put most of the budget to. So you got things like vertical scaling. So we increase the budget on the ads, but keep in mind, guys, when you do increase the budget, if you're spending $50 a day on one ad set, what I recommend, do not want you guys to do is go and say, oh, I'm gonna spend $50 and it's getting me so many good motivated sellers. Let me go and jump it up to $150, because guess what? Boom, all that work is gone, and now you got to start all the way back over from ground zero, and that's hard because Facebook going back into learning process, right? So you don't want to do that. What you want to do is just increase it by 20. And you increase it by 20%, just put it at $60. I know it's a long, rigorous process, but you're like, man, Courtney, I got the budget, I still want to increase it. What you can then do is horizontal scale. So what you can do is go in there and duplicate that ad set that's producing at a higher budget. And then, because it's going to restart if you just going, it's going to restart already if you're going to go in there and do like 50 to 150, but you could just duplicate it and make it $100 and increase the other one to 60. So this one is still performing. So you're not starting over, but this one is starting from scratch, but you still have one that is performing. The key to marketing, guys, is always have a winner. Always have a winner and always be testing. So that's how you scale to minimize your risk, for sure. So now let's go on to the next one. Let's talk about lead generation for Google Ads. When it comes to reaching people who are actively searching for what you offer, Google Ads is insane. Yes, 100%. So you want to make sure you're targeting motivated sellers that are looking for a solution. So you need to make sure they're seeing the right ads. You make sure they're seeing that you can actually solve their problem. Because a lot of people come to you with problems. They have a problem. Hey, my house is going to pre-foreclosure. I need to sell my house ASAP. And then it's like, hey, we buy homes and we close ASAP. Oh, this is a solution to my problem that I'm having right now. All right, so let us show you how to dominate Google Ads so you can capture the higher intent leads. They're really high intent leads. First thing you want to do is your keyword research. Don't just hop into it and just put up an ad just because you see someone say, hey, you should run Google Ads, because it's really hard. Make sure you do your keyword research, and that's really important. There's multiple tools out there you guys can use to do keyword research, but I will identify the right keywords that signal strong intent. Keywords like sell my house fast, cash for homes, foreclosure helps. These are great indicators that the person is most likely searching for the situation that they need to sell their property quickly, right? So now let's talk about broad versus like exact match, which is what a lot of people come up to this. There's a lot of things around this. Sometimes you should go broad, sometimes you should go exact. But when you're setting up your keyword, you want to decide how closely you want your match to be, right? The more exact match it is, the higher the intent, the less chances of you actually getting some, BS leads that you actually can't help. The broader it is, the cheaper your cost per lead is going to be. But if you got a lot of negative keywords combating that, there's a lot of different strategies to go into that. So guys, just test. But we sometimes recommend exact matches. Broad can give you, like I just explained to you guys, broad matches can give you a wider reach, but can bring in less quality traffic. As I said, using phrase and exact matches is more controlled to ensure that your ads showing up for the right searches and allowing you with your keywords, which is important. For instance, if you use an exact match like sell my house fast, will only trigger the people that are searching for sell my house fast, and then resonates with them, making your ad way more effective, right? That makes so much sense. Then negative keywords. One of the key advantages of Google is being able to use negative keywords. And you can go in there and make sure you want to not target your competitors, because what you see, a lot of your competitors fill it out, put spam stuff on there, and just because they can't afford Google Ads, so they get on there and just say, hey, yeah, I'm just gonna go fill out somebody's form just because I don't got nothing to do, because they're not on the phone with a motivated seller or they're not making any money. So you get those. So you might want to exclude people like real estate jobs or real estate investors or things like that, or buy a house, because you don't want no buyer leads, because these searches are not in your targeted audience. You want to make sure you're targeting your audience. So make sure you guys are using keywords. The role of negative keywords is just equally important. Like, negative keywords are as important than the primary words, guys, because if you say sell my house fast, but you're using broad match, it can say sell my house fast, and you can go and get a buyer lead because they like, oh, wow, it pops up and like, hey, they smell your form, be like, hey, this person right here is trying to buy a home, because they see that you're buying homes. So they're trying to buy one from you. And that's not what you're doing, right? Because you're not the end buyer. That's what happened. That's a lot of people's thought process. So they tell Google exactly who you don't want your ads to show for. So you kind of like sculpting your traffic. Like, I want everybody that comes into my funnel to at least be this level of qualified, or at least need to be this level of needing help, right? This level of motivated. I want them to at least have something going on. They have to sell it fast, because that's what we in the game for wholesale. I'm like, hey, you want to sell it fast? I can give you a cash offer. You want to sell in the long term? You might as well put the money into it, fix it up, and go and list it on the market so you can get a bigger bang for your buck. Make sense? Okay, so it's really crucial for you guys to understand like your target audience. For example, you want to use word like sell my house fast. You definitely don't want ads to show up in inquiries like sell my house in GTA 5, right? Because you don't want people to say sell my house fast in GTA 5 when the little kid is looking up how to sell his house fast in GTA 5 because he's playing the game all day. Or or search up like real estate agent. These irrelevant can quickly eat up your budget because it's pay per click, right? You want the right leads coming into you. You don't want a bunch of kids on GTA 5 trying to sell their house fast on GTA 5 filling out your form, right? Or clicking on your page and then actually running that budget, eating at your budget, especially if you're starting off with a smaller budget. So by adding negative keywords like GTA 5 or real estate agents will actually help you. I know it's crazy, I know it's funny, but you guys can kind of see I just did that for this video, but that's how important negative keywords are. So you don't want your competition looking at it. It's essential to regularly review and update your negative keyword list. Like, really important. Like, guys, we have tens of thousands of negative keywords and it's insane. Yes, I know, but you got to constantly keep updating, because you don't want the Spanish lead, buyer's leads, because you have a lot of trouble like that. And that's why it's best to go with an agency or somebody because that has done it before, because they already accumulated which negative keywords not to target. Like, you're starting out yourself, you're going to figure out like, oh, what negative keywords? You're going to be doing a lot of negative keywords research. And it gets really, really stressful, I'm telling you guys. But some people out there I think you can buy negative keyword lists from some people. So you want to make sure that, everybody that clicks on your ad is relevant to you. Is relevant. You don't want gamers, like competitors. You don't want those stuff, right? So if you're spending at least $2,000 or more on Facebook ads or Google ads or TikTok ads, I would recommend, like, let's say just for Google ads, I recommend you trying a new keyword for at least 14 days just to keep your campaign lean and effective. Step 2, the ad creation. After successful, thorough keyword search, and you also added your negative keywords, like I said, I'm really saying that, add the negative keywords. The next step is creating an ad that speaks directly to the person that's speaking directly to your audience. And that goes to saying, hey, how do we create that? Here's an example of what one of them looked like. I'm gonna give you guys a chance to look over that. Pause the video if you need to look over what it looked like. Copy it if you need. Just make some edits on it, depending on how you guys want to make y'all edits. But this step is crucial. This step is crucial importance because you need your ads to stand out from your competition in the market. As you can see here, there's already 3 different ads here. Like always pop up, Google pop up 2 or 3 ones that's literally right under you or right on top. You want to be on top because you most likely click the one on top. But really, fun fact, 87% of people skip these ads. So you definitely want to make sure the people that don't skip the ads see you first. And yours actually stick out to them and actually help them solve their problem. Here are some traits for some Google ad copy, right? First thing you want to do, first trait is literally immediately solve their problem. Your ad copy should directly address the prospect's problems, offer a clear solution. Like for instance, if you're targeting a homeowner who needs to sell quickly, a headline like "Sell your house fast, for cash, close in 7 days," tell them exactly what you offer and how you can solve it. So if I'm in a situation, I need to sell my house fast for cash, boom, and I see an ad like that, that speaks directly to me if I search up how to sell my house fast for cash. Make sense? You guys can actually reply and say, hey, that makes sense. But I'm pretty sure you guys saying that makes sense. If not, just let me know if it didn't make sense in the comments. All right, urgency and clarity. So you want to use languages that create that urgency without being overly aggressive, right? Because you want them to click on your ad, right? So you want to use phrases like act now, get your cash offer today, limited time offer, can push, a hesitant prospect to click on your ad sooner rather than later. Because like I said, this is 3 people. A homeowner is going to come on here and they're going to try to get as many offers as they want, as they possibly can get, so they can actually see if they can get the best price. Wouldn't you? So some homeowners will want the same thing. So you want them to also click on your ad, or you want them to click on your ad and literally like first give you like you want to get the first offer, you want to get on the phone with them first. So it's like act now. Or, act now and you got get your cash offer today because they want to offer today. Like, hey man, I got to sell my home in 2 weeks, and you want to be there like, all right, I'm buying homes as fast as 7 days. So like, oh shoot, this is perfect, right? So you want to act now. All right, clarity is key. So just ensure that your offer is understandable at a glance. You want to make sure what you offer is understandable. Trait 3 is benefit-driven descriptions, guys. The descriptions of your ads where you can expand on your headlines and reinforce the benefits of your service. Like for example, we buy houses in any conditions, no repairs needed, no commissions, fast closing in 7 days, and covers multiple concerns to the potential seller may have. Like that covers a lot of them. Okay, wow, no repairs, no commissions, and fast closing. If I need to sell it fast, wow, that checks that. All right, I don't want to have to fix up this house. That checks that box. And also, I don't got time for a realtor because I talked to a realtor and they said, hey, I got to get it to market condition. All right, I don't have the money to get it market condition. Wow, these is all 3 of the concerns that I have, and they basically solve all those. So if you're in the perspective of that motivated seller, you're going to be like, this is perfect for me. That's really, really, really important. And you want to encourage like immediate action. So all your ad copy should end with strong and clear call to actions. So that tells the perspective what to do. You never want to leave them guessing. You want to tell them exactly what to do. Like example includes get your free cash offer now, call today for your to sell your house fast, or click here to learn more. You want call to actions to tell them what to do next. You don't want to never leave them guessing like, oh, all of this makes so much sense to me, but okay, call to action, tell them what to do. You don't ever want them thinking, right, in marketing. And then trait number 5, you want to simplify your complex service. Like if your service offers a complex process and multiple steps, just simplify it in your ad copy. You don't want to go in and say, hey, this is basically what we do. We're going to figure out how much you're going to sell your property for. Then we're going to give it to, fix and flipper. They flip. You don't want to do all of that, right? You just want to simplify it as possible. So for example, we'll say 3-step process to sell your house fast. Call, get an offer, close in 7 days. Break it down like that. Really super simple. Put it in one sentence of what you guys do. You guys can use that, or you can make some tweaks to it, but you just want to keep it super simple, easy to understand process. Like look at it like you're talking to a kid. Even though you're probably talking to an older person and they're very wise. Yes, but you want to look at it like you're talking to a kid so they can easily understand. So if I go and say, hey, first, let me give you a call and tell you exactly what your property is going to be worth. Then I'm going to write you up an offer. Then if you accept my offer, I'm going to go and look for buyers to actually buy it for them. Then I'm like, all right, that's too much. But I say, hey, 3 steps process to selling your home fast. Call, get an offer, boom, and we close in 7 days. Makes sense. I know exactly what they do. And that solves my problem because it's more approachable for them. 3 is optimizing your landing page. Like that's the next step because you want to make sure your landing page look good. So if they click on your ad, you want to make sure your landing page speaks directly to them. And so when the prospect clicked on your Google ad, the landing pages arrive, and it should be designed for one primary goal. What goal is that, guys? Conversions. We always optimizing for conversions. So with that being said, I'll take you to an example of one of our clients' landing page. So let's click on this one. Goes into here. Share this tab. All right. So as you guys can see, it's something super, super simple as far as in, hey, you came here to get a cash offer. So we want to say, hey, get a cash offer. You can say your home as is in 30 days, no costly repairs, no expensive fees, no headaches. Boom, just give us your name, number, email, address, city, state. Then on the next form, you have even more qualifying questions, right? And you just go on down and you can see here, I'm going to explain it all back in the docs of what everything is for. But as of right here, this is what an example of it looks like. All right, so let's go back. So as you guys can see here, the first element is headline and sub-headline. The headline is the first thing the visitor see landing on the page. What was the first thing you saw, guys, on that landing page in bold letters? Right? You always remember like what you see in bold letters, like sell your house fast in 30 days, as is, right? And that's the biggest thing. We express that a lot because guess what? It's in our ad copy on Google, so they come to the Facebook page. It resonates with them. So summarize the benefit or the value of your proposition on your offer. So I recommend keeping it short. Like I said, use strong verbs. Make sure to speak directly and addresses the visitor's problem or their need. As you can see here, here's an easy way to sell your sell your house as is for the best price in as little as 30 days. Oh, awesome. So this is a headline, sub-headline. You just want to keep it super simple. Then the lead capture form is crucial to converting visitors into leads. So I suggest you use a field form to minimize the friction. Don't go and say, hey, yeah, you want to give a call, and you put an icon on there, then I got to click on it, and I got to wait for it to load up, fill it out. Just say, hey, let them fill it out right then and there. That's really good. So to minimize, that's to help you minimize the friction, and keeping a strong call to action button like, hey, get my free offer. When they click submit, and they're like, oh, boom, for my free cash offer, at least I have that. And element number 3, reason to choose us. That's really good because the key benefit on why your offer is the best choice. Often it compares it to the traditional methods or like your competition. This section convinces the visitor by showcasing the advantages of your services. It addresses the common concern or objections and provides you a compelling reason to actually solve their solution. Because if I'm selling a home, the biggest thing I'm gonna sell in my life is probably my home, right? There's a lot of emotion tied to it. There's a lot of price, and if I'm selling it because I fell down bad, why should I actually sell it to you? How I know I'm not gonna get scammed? I never met you in person. Some people don't even go to the properties, just you're virtual. So how do I know that I actually can sell you my home? So we go and we just say, hey, why use us? We're fast, easy, no risk. Next thing you want to do, guys, is add some social proof because it builds that trust by demonstrating that other people have had a positive experience with their product or service. It resonates with the visitors, and it offers credibility and efficiency, and it's super effective, to tell you guys the truth, on here. So if you guys have them, put them on your website and just say, hey, man, like, give me a testimony. You want mind writing a testimony? You put it up here, and then basically make the homeowner feel safe that they can actually trust you, and it builds the credibility and builds the trust that they actually sell a home to you because you also help other people. Because you want to sell your home to a real estate agent that never sold a home before, right? Because you feel like you're gonna get swindled somewhere, right? And element number 5, you want to detail benefit section, right? And this section dives into the advantages of your offers, addresses any remaining questions or doubts that the visitor may have. It provides a comprehensive view of what the visitor can expect. 9 out of 10 customers recommend us. This is why. No commissions. We pay all closing costs. No inspections or finances. No appraisal needed because we make cash offers. We have an advantage of closing in 30 days until sold. It said you choose the closing date. Boom. All of the things that we do, we basically get in there and we fix it. We don't want to say 10 out of 10 because nothing 100%. So we say 9 times out of 10. And that's really like a key on the psychology on when you guys are actually running the ads. But all right, then you want that contact information. You want to provide your contact information just as long as yours, because what happens is it builds trust to the visitors to reach out with questions and concern. And it add a touch it add a good touch to the landing page and kind of makes it personal, right? You get a phone number, like, okay, I got a phone number, I can actually trust these people. So make sure it's easy to find, and consider including a call to action to ensure the visitors reach out to you. So if you put your phone number up there, say, hey, text me if you have any questions. You don't want to just put your number up there, right? To ensure the information is accurate and monitored. All right, in the footer, you should have your legal links. And the reason being, guys, you got a lot going on with like the A2P, the government, all the regulations. So you definitely want to be able to have your privacy policy, your terms. You want to have everything up there as well in the footer, just so you can actually get past A2P verification and you don't get any trouble or hit with any fines. That's really important. Now you just got to launch and monitor them, which is really big, guys. Monitoring the ads is really, really big. After you successfully optimize your landing page and you got your keywords down and your negative keywords, don't forget that, guys. I'm not going to let you forget. All right, now it's time to launch your ads and monitor them. KPIs you want to track is like your cost per lead, your click-through rate, your conversion rate. This helps you understand the effectiveness of your ads and identify the areas for improvements. How to adjust the bids. If a certain keyword is performing well, consider increasing your bid to capture more of that traffic if you're super profitable. On the other hand, if the keyword isn't converting at all, you can lower the bid or by adding a negative keyword to it so you can get rid of that terrible traffic. Don't forget the negative keywords, guys. And so how does the bidding process work? Like Google Ads operates on the bidding process where you compete with other advertising for ad placement. If another company is willing to pay $50 a click, you need to bid more to outrank them, right? If you didn't have a good landing page. In theory, that's how it works, right? But how do some guys come into the industry with companies that have been running marketing for a while and they're spending $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 in marketing, but you say, hey, Courtney, I don't got that. I only got $100. How am I going to compete with these guys spending 10 grand a day? It's just basically making sure you guys headlines is good. You guys are targeting the right people. You have a better negative keywords. You have better keywords. You have a more optimized landing page, because all of that sounds good, but you guys want to make sure that you're getting a better cost per click and you make sure you're targeting the right people. However, like only thing that really matters is what is your return on investment. None of it matters. Don't let it discourage you just because, hey, he's spending 10,000, I'm only spending 100. If you know exactly what you're doing, if you know exactly how to optimize, if you know exactly how to create your landing page, if you're constantly testing, you will beat the guy. Just remember, guys, the turtle versus the rabbit, guys, in the long run. Turtle and the hare, but yeah, I just called it a rabbit. So let's get into the next one, TikTok. Right, so believe me when I say it isn't just for dance videos, the renegade and all of that stuff, right, or just entertainment. It is an untapped market for real estate investors, and it's really resourceful because a lot of people using the app. Like 2 billion people are expected by the end of 2024. That's almost as many as Facebook. The potential is huge here, and out of that 2 billion, that's a fuck ton. Like if you guys didn't know, sorry, excuse my French, that's a lot ton. So here's how you can make TikTok work for you. It's pretty similar to other advertising platforms. You set up your campaigns by creating, your TikTok Ads Manager. Choose your campaign objective. You want to do conversions if you send them to a landing page, or you want to do lead generation so you can actually get the information inside of TikTok. And here's some of the campaigns and stuff like that you could do here. But also you can create. So you got to create your ads. On TikTok, you should be a little bit more creative, right? Because the attention span is so much lower compared to the other platforms. So make sure it's short, catchy video that grab the attention. What won't work here is photos. You want to use videos. Personalized videos work the best. This could be testimonials, a talking head, or humorous takes on common challenges when selling a home. Because what happens is it gets the real estate, it gets the motivated seller engaged. So remember, TikToker users love authenticity. So keep your content relatable and engaging. A video like this should really do. Let's see this video here. Shutter tab.
What if I told you there's a better way to sell your home without the traditional hassle of paying a realtor, paying for closing costs, or even putting in more money into a house that you're already trying to get rid of?
So that is a ad that we did for one of our clients. An ad like that works great. So just like on Facebook, you can target based off location, age, and interest. On some of it, it doesn't. Guys, you got to be real slick on targeting age, because only if you know what you're doing, it's really hard to do, because you don't want a lot of 18-year-olders inside of your pipeline. But what you can do is have it, if you're not using the housing category, you have to be really tricky. It's really complex with the copy. So I would say don't worry about the age now. Just make sure your headlines and your ad copy is really good. Then you got to optimize for performance. TikTok's For You page algorithms is really powerful, but you still need to optimize. Monitoring your metrics like cost per click and your engagement rate. Tweak your video content, messaging, targeting based on what's working. And with other platforms, gradually scaling and regularly optimizing and are key to making sure that you maximize your TikTok advantage. Because if you're spending a smaller budget, you definitely want to make sure you're getting a bang for your buck in the long run. So there you have it, guys. The complete guide to generating motivated sellers using Facebook, Google, and TikTok. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Each platform has its strength when When you use them together, you create a powerful multi-channel strategy that is bringing consistent, high-quality leads. So can you guys put them all in one and create a banger lead generation pipeline that literally only bring high-quality motivated seller leads? Yes, if you guys can do all this. So if you found this valuable, there's a few things I want you guys to do to stay connected and keep learning from it. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos packed with strategies and you're crushed as a real estate investor. Join the community. It's literally just a $10 community, guys, where you'll get access to the courses, weekly coaching calls, tons of value and resources. The link in the description below. And as always, guys, feel free to drop a comment below. Don't forget to leave your boy a like. And thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.